Former Ohio Governor John Kasich is expected to speak at the Democratic National Convention next month. The Republican will speak on behalf of Democratic presidential nominee Joe Biden, and he may not be the only one. The Associated Press reports several high-profile Republicans may join the former vice president.
It has been said that adversity builds character. No, it really doesn't. Adversity doesn't build character, it reveals character. It shows you the character that was already there. Maybe camouflage, maybe hidden. The crisis, the problem, it doesn't build character. It shows you what that person already is. John Kasich is not in the process of becoming a Democrat. He always has been. And this now explains the behavior of the current governor of Ohio, Mike DeWine. They're all part of the establishment muck, and now we are simply seeing John Kasich be what he always has been, and DeWine playing his cards a little bit closer to his chest because, after all, you Trump might win re-election and I might need a favor from him. But make no mistake about it, Mike DeWine, alleged Republican, governor of Ohio, is not a friend of the president. He is not in line with the president's agenda. And he might like to see Ohio flip, but then again, he's a little bit more cautious, one might say even a little bit smarter than John Kasich. Kasich, who was out there lecturing all of us when he was running for president about his high ideals and his morality, even though he himself personally, his Catholic faith, he is pro-life. He can't mandate that on everyone else. So he was not going to do anything to even remotely dissuade the idea of abortion on demand. But hey, he's a real conservative. He lines up with those never-Trumpers, the real defenders of conservatism. Yet his ilk, his type of Republican, have been running the Republican Party since Ronald Reagan left office. And what have they given us besides the Bush crime dynasty, endless wars around the globe, spending worse than liberal Congresses? They pushed our jobs overseas. They didn't worry about the devastation on the American economy as they kept talking about global. They have trounced our rights and our civil liberties with things like the overreach of the Patriot Act, and the list goes on and on and on. They have allowed immigration, illegal immigration, to absolutely just run rampant. They were able to fix nothing. They were the creators of the Great Recession. They were not able to air a definitive message to counter Barack Obama, and Mitt Romney simply would have been more of the same. And along comes Donald Trump, and they keep saying, oh, there's a better way to fix the economy than what Trump wants to do. Really? Because they had how many years to do it and didn't do it, and Donald Trump did it in 3. Until a pandemic and the so-called circle around him, and I'm not simply talking about the lying legacy corporate corrupt mainstream media and the Democratic Party and the liberals that he's fighting against, but members of his own party, even some of his own advisors, killed his economy with the pandemic. Joe Biden, in this up to his eyeballs, doesn't really know what's going on. It's very obvious he has serious cognitive issues. I don't know if it's dementia or full-blown Alzheimer's now. He is corrupt. He is an individual who has made his life and his living being a career politician, and he has obviously enriched himself with some of his foreign connections in places like China. And St. John Kasich is now going to lecture us that he's the man that ought to be the president, not this guy we've got in there now. Really? And obviously Mike DeWine, well, Ohio might just go for Joe Biden this time. And so you've got DeWine out there giving us this overreach of mask mandates and the threatening of more businesses having to shut down. We just might have to. Now, listen, I live in a county of 100,000 people. We have less than 40 with COVID. And we're under a mask mandate. Nobody's died from it since the 1st of June. Nobody's in the hospital in our county with it. In a state of 12 million citizens, Ohio, 72% of the deaths in this state relating to coronavirus died in nursing homes. Those are Andrew Cuomo kind of numbers there, Mikey. 72% died in nursing homes. Now, on the one hand, that is tragic. Any loss of life is tragic. But these are elderly people, most of whom who are in nursing homes have other health-related issues. They're not simply there just because they're old. They're usually there because they are old and sick, and their care is beyond that which an adult son or daughter is capable or able to deal with. So not only are they elderly, but they are elderly with pre-existing health conditions. They are in a high-risk group, and not just for coronavirus, but any virus. So 72% of the deaths in Ohio happened in nursing homes. Outside the nursing home, under the age of 60, 302 deaths. And because nobody ever provides any context to anything, let me state it this way. 302 out of 12 million. How many die in the state of Ohio of heart disease every year? How many die in the state of Ohio because of cancer every year? How many die in auto accidents every year? How many die because of suicide every year? How many die because of homicide every year? It pales in comparison. I'm sorry, the COVID death pales in comparison. And this is what the president is facing within the Republican Party. I said all that to say this. We need to primary these career Republicans out. If they are not standing with the president, if they are not moving forward on his agenda, they gotta go. They just absolutely, they gotta go. I live in a state right now where a member of my church, an old woman, is in the hospital right now. For weeks, she wouldn't go to the supermarket because she was scared to death she would catch coronavirus. Finally, she got so sick, she ended up in the emergency room. I went yesterday to see her, and at first they weren't going to let me in. That was not the right thing for that person at the reception area of the emergency room to tell me. They finally did let me in, and then we get this lecture from the doctor in charge that, really it's only one family member per day, and we explained to him, we are, as a church body, we are her only family. She's now been transferred to another hospital in the city of Toledo, where I'm not allowed in at all. One designated visitor, and so one of the women in the church is the designated visitor. And when this woman insisted that she wanted her pastor, me, to be able to come see her, she was told by hospital officials, no, we have a hospital chaplain for that. By the way, we've got reports coming out of Broward County in South Florida that you can now be fined for not wearing a mask in your house. You still think this is all about health? This is about control. And in the state of Ohio, we have a former governor who is a real Republican. And by real Republican, I don't mean a Reagan conservative. And again, to argue that he can't support President Donald Trump, because he's not a real conservative. Well, what is about his real conservatism that you don't like? Look at his 2 Supreme Court picks. They've been great. Look what he did for the economy. It's been awesome. This is what the swamp has produced. And it's why it is so important we stay engaged. Can you imagine these people running the country? You'll wear a mask forever. We'll have a new normal forever. And you will line up. And you will get the vaccine and the chip. And we will know where you are and what you're doing. Hey, that's it for a Monday mini rant. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure you're a subscriber to the channel. Give me a thumbs up. Share this video to your social media platforms. Make sure you smack the bell and click the word all to get notification of my next rant.